Brian Susko, Turnpike Gardens. With everything that went down today, a few of you mentioned it was a hard decision, which, I'd like to believe. Just to express, watching some of the kids here that have been following the journey that we've been on, it's hard not to feel a little personal defeat in some of this. So I'd like to apologize to them for the battle that we were trying to do. I think for the right reasons. The piece of disappointment that I have here today, and once again, my opinion is we made a really big decision today that affected a lot of people, and it seemed to be the last straw was the assumption that the estimate would go down. I mean, it's not fact. It's not a document we got from the Turnpike that said, by the way, if you wait, we're going to blow you out of the water. It was a feeling and an assumption, and I'm not sure the gravity of that vote really went to that opinion and assumption. It seemed to kind of undershadow the ability. So listening to Mr. Little's overview budget report, I read the budget report every year. It's riveting. I get it. But that's a lot of money. We're talking about $35 million we're talking here. But the effect that vote had for a little over $1 million seem to, once again, outweigh the amount of money that we're talking about. So, for example, the $1 million, as I've said in previous speeches here, where it's a one-time thing. It's not a revenue stream. So to put it towards the roads and to put it towards something else, it wouldn't solve anything. So now that we have it in escrow, it's still not meant to replace the big decision that we made today. So it's in escrow. It's in for the funds, which I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you standing up for that. But I think when we look at the gravity of what just happened today versus the outcome, it still weighs, in my opinion, it still weighs in the wrong direction. So what I would like to say is, we knew the pool was going to be sold either this year or next year. I mean, it's going to happen. Turnpike's coming. That's fine. I still think it was premature. We should have, looked at other options about waiting for another year to give us a little more time. But you made your decision. The vote's in there, so I don't want to keep rehashing that. But Mr. Poach, I just really like to kind of have a conversation about, and we can continue this afterwards, but really changing the view of the committee. So right now the assumption is it's cost prohibitive to replace. We got $4 million. One was 7 point something. We can work on that. We have $1 million sitting here. We have resources and networks, some that I've already reached out to, and we could probably come up with that money in a little faster time than we would think. And it's one of those things where I was hoping the committee could change gears a little bit to really roll that option out. So we say cost prohibitive, but we don't have documents, or we haven't looked at it and said, or at least I haven't seen it, but like, hey, this is what it's going to cost. We can't do it. We can't raise the money. We reached out to the DCNR and they said no. We reached out to other foundations. They say no. So I would like to see the committee continue what they're doing, but at the same time look at both options. And it seems like one has already been ruled out. The reason I say that is a lot of work that you're doing, and I understand it is a lot of work, and you have actual jobs that you actually get paid for. I understand that, but it's more of with the private pools, even just the piece of the swim team, they're always going to be the away team. They're guests in other people's backyards. Even if the team lasts for a year or two, it's going away. The decision we made today, it's going away. And the places where the community goes, once again, they're privately owned. It's not theirs. Hey, I'm going to go to this pool, I'm going to go to that pool. Polls at any point can basically say, we tried for a year, no thank you. So I just really want you to understand the gravity of what we did here compared to the budget statement that we just heard. The amount of money, the amount of money we're talking about versus the effect that it actually has on the community, I really think we should, try to keep that in perspective as we go. And if we could, have email conversations or anything about that after this, about really trying to, let's prove that it's cost prohibitive before we go to the other direction. Because the other direction, as hard as we work, it's only going to get us so far, and things are going to fizzle out because being a guest in someone else's house over time, it just gets old. Once again, I appreciate the back and forth that we've had for a while. I know the vote happened, but I know there's other work to be done, and hopefully we can still be part of that as we move forward. So thank you again for your time.